I'm going to share with you 3 simple tips to help you gain 10 yards with your driver. Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome back to another video. If you're new, make sure to hit the subscribe button. It helps me out a lot and allows you to never miss another one of my videos. And as always, I'm going to explain these tips in a super easy to understand way to help you implement them directly into your game. So today we're going to talk about the driver. Specifically, what everyone wants is to gain some more distance. And I'm pretty confident that these tips are going to help you almost immediately gain some distance with the driver. So tip number 1 is our setup position. We need to make sure we're set up for success with our driver or in order to maximize distance. So in terms of setup, here are the fundamentals. We want a wide stance, because if you think about it, if you have a narrow stance like this, and I'm going to get into this later, but all of our power is going to come from the waist down, our legs. We can't do that much with a narrow stance like this. We need to get nice and wide. Even flare your feet a little bit like this, wider than shoulder width, to have a nice stable base. In terms of ball position, ball should be placed inside your front heel. This is because we are going to be hitting up on the golf ball, unlike the iron videos I've made in the past where we're hitting down. The ball's teed up, we need to hit up on the golf ball. And in terms of setting up here, we are going to position our body to help us hit up on the golf ball. So put your back arm on your back leg like this, and all I want you to do is slide it until your fingertips reach the middle of your knee. You'll see that my shoulders now pointed up, and we are going to maintain this position at address and through our swing. I see too many people set up really bent over with their shoulders pointed up, and usually what this causes is the ball to go super high, spin a lot, and not get a lot of distance. We're trying to maximize distance. So if you follow these setup tips, they're going to help you out. So do one like this, get in a nice setup position here, fingertips on the knee. And our goal is to maintain this posture through our swing. I don't want you to get to the top and then lean back even more. We're gonna get into our next tip that's gonna show you how to transition your weight properly while maintaining this angle. So let's hit one like this. Pretty solid. Ball got up in the air. We're looking for low spin, high launch to maximize that distance. Tip number 2, talking about using our legs in the last tip. So you're gonna be everything about that. Quick little science experiment. Humor me for a second. Watch as I just let this club fall from this position. I'm just gonna let it fall. Pretty slow, right? It doesn't really have that much speed. Pretty slow through the impact zone. But take a look at what happens is as this club is falling, I add some upward momentum to it. Take a look. We're falling up. Take a look how this club now speeds up through the zone. That's essentially how we're going to use our legs in the downswing to bring some more speed to the golf club with really not feeling like we're swinging that much harder. We're utilizing our lower body, not our arms. We're not gonna swing it harder with our arms. We can only generate so much power there, but we're actually going to use our lower body to get that club through the zone. So how do we do that? So we are set up here. Now set up away from the ball. We're gonna bring the club to the top. At this point here, you should feel a lot of that weight loaded up into your back leg here. As you're coming down, you begin to almost squat a little bit. Your weight begins to transfer and you're pushing up off the ground. Now, I don't want you to mistake this with coming here and jumping at the ball, right? These are slight movements, but it means it does help you a lot. Get to the top, weight is loaded. You're now at the top of your swing. Come down and through, push off the ground, get that left leg, that front leg, nice and straight. And by doing that, you'll start to feel that club really whip through a lot faster just by pushing off. And what helps is if you feel you're pushing off your back heel, that's going to be key. You don't want to push off your back toes because then everything starts coming forward and you start to early extend. We don't want that. Feel like you're driving that heel into the ground, back heel. We're here, pushing off, that weight transfers, front leg gets straight. All this, right, is from our good setup position. That's key. So if we're making a swing, slow motion here, we're loaded, nice and loaded here. We start to transition, push off as that club starts coming through. Here's a great drill you can do. Start with your feet together. As you're bringing the club back, step forward and come through, right? That's gonna help you with the weight shift. Here, we're loaded, down and through. Hit a couple shots like that. Really feeling that weight transfer. We're nice and loaded, coming on through. Now that weight's all the way through. Maximize that power. That one was smoked. A lot to take in, but using your lower body is gonna help. Now the third tip, I don't want you to think this counteracts the previous one, but it's tempo. I cannot stress enough how important tempo is in the golf swing. You look at all the pro swings, their iron, their driver swing, pretty much has the same exact tempo as one another. Same tempo, nice and smooth. Yes, we're talking about gaining power, gaining distance. I don't want you to mistake that for swinging harder. We are learning how to use different parts of our body to maximize the swing. And that's why these guys on TV hit the ball so far without looking like they're swinging that hard, because they're maximizing how to use their lower body, and that's what I just taught you. So when you're thinking about tempo, I still want you to think a nice smooth swing. We can get to the top here, load up, push down and through. We're still gonna gain distance, and I tell you what, better tempo is going to lead to better contact on the club face, which contact is everything. Where the ball hits the club face is going to dictate how much spin it has, the launch it has, the direction. We're making bad contact, more likely than not, we're getting a ton of spin on the ball, it's gonna go nowhere. Smoother tempo, more accurate, better contact, more ideal launch conditions. Think about that. So, nice and smooth. Think smooth, back and through, back, through. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And once you start to feel a rhythm, start to go back and forth like this. Back and forth, kind of alternating between legs. You're transferring the weight and through. You can still be fast, but it can be smooth, right? So when you're coming into your actual swing, think smooth, but think efficient, right? We're not getting up here and going bang. Feel like you're completing your backswing. Which I mean is, you're getting to the top and you're actually letting that club get to the top. You're not rushing it. See too many people get here and then just bang. All the pro swings are nice and long, nice and through. That's how you generate power. So let's think about tempo and all the things I just talked about. Nice tempo, good contact, and that is a good golf swing. So quick recap, we talked all things driver, how to gain some distance, and I'm really confident that if you implement those 3 tips into your game, try it out on the range first, I will say, you will gain some distance, right? We're not swinging harder, we're swinging more efficient, learning how to use different parts of our body that we're not used to. So if you enjoyed the video and you're new, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm coming out with super easy to understand golf tips really consistently, and I'll see you guys out here real soon.